You hear nothing but the constant sound of rainwater splashing onto the ground, the occasional gunshots blended with blood-curdling screams being the only break you receive from this constant. The buildings are nothing more than skeletons of the city you once called home, their very bones gently moaning in agony. You can no longer tell if it's day or night, the grayness of the clouds preventing the warmth of the sun from reaching you. And at every corner, you may encounter a strange monstrosity that none have ever seen before. A monstrosity with black, leathery skin that which cries like a woman in distress, only to then unleash its animalistic destruction upon your body. This is the setting of Matias Xavier Rispau's movie Into the Abyss, otherwise known as.
Me encontraras en lo profundo del abismo.
So, now that I've successfully killed the atmosphere that I worked hard setting up, I'd like to talk about a movie, specifically the atmosphere of said movie. While I want to talk about the story and the different meanings I found within it, frankly, I don't have any full thoughts on it. You see, this movie is a very strange but gripping story. A man by the name of Bannon is living in a world of constant rain, trying to find a car battery so he can escape the city. Along the way, he meets a few different people before receiving help from a man he has been talking to through his walkie talkie. The movie has such a simple premise, but there are multiple discussions of gods and hints as to what happened to Bannon before the movie takes place. I'll have to rewatch the movie and take notes about it, but for right now, I simply want to discuss the atmosphere. Into the Abyss has one of the heaviest post-apocalyptic atmospheres I have ever witnessed across media. I might even say one of the heaviest atmospheres, period. It's as though I'm looking amongst the rubble alongside Bannon trying to find scraps of food or sitting in the car with him. I feel like I'm there when he's checking the corners or trying to hide from the monsters attacking him. But why do I feel that way? Why is it that the atmosphere feels so heavy and I feel like I'm a part of this world? And honestly, I think there's really only one answer. Or well, maybe two, but one of them comes from the other. But those answers being the camera angle and the mood respectively. But mood is one of those things that the camera angle helps to uplift, so I guess I'll talk about that in a minute. Something I've been learning from watching horror movies these past few years is that camera angles make a huge difference. For instance, The Shining, one of my favorite movies of all time and part of the name for this channel, is a very atmospheric and moody movie, all propped up thanks to its setting and the camera angles. Using the most infamous scene from The Shining, the one where Danny is riding his tricycle and runs into the two daughters, it starts by the camera angle being behind Danny's head, directly as if we were following him on our own tricycle. It puts us in the perspective of the character and causes our minds to subconsciously integrate ourselves into that space. It also adds weight to the next part of the scene where we run into the two girls. We see them down the hallway at a distance, but the camera is lowered to the ground, providing us with the perspective of Danny's character. This further puts us within the scene of the movie, and we feel the terror rushing through Danny's body upon seeing the girls down the hallway. Now, let's examine the beginning scene of Into the Abyss, where Bannon is sitting alone in his car. While the scene itself is not scary like the scene from The Shining before, the perspective of the camera sitting in the back seat watching Bannon fiddle with his bag is clever. The camera sits roughly eye level with what an average person would sit at, and watches Bannon in the same way we would if we were there. This engrosses us into the scene and gives us a sense of intrigue with what is happening. Something I also want to point out is the fact that there is no music played during this scene. All you hear is his breathing and the rain tapping against his car. And that only helps to add to the scene in terms of engrossing the audience in the mood it's trying to set. And now that we've reached the topic of mood, let's begin. Into the Abyss has a very heavy mood of desperation and hopelessness. I guess that's not entirely unique with multiple post-apocalyptic works featuring a hopeless world, but Into the Abyss does it so well with its atmosphere and camera angles. It can build such a heavy tension with so few resources, and I feel it should be commemorated for that. And I know I've talked about this scene a lot, but even if we look at other scenes, my point still stands. For camera angles, every time Banna is crouched down or sitting down, the camera is placed at a similar eye level, allowing us to feel as though we are there sitting alongside him. When he was prowling through the abandoned building and stumbled upon the black creature, we were peeking around the corners just like he had done, and we were sitting beside Bannon when he was trying to hide from said monstrosity. And for examples of mood, there are several scenic shots of the sea and the ruin it has become. You feel sorry for the world that you are witnessing, and it leaves you wanting answers to the questions you have been asking throughout the entire movie. Questions that are left to the audience to try and find answers to. So, yeah, again, another short video. I'm sorry about that. I've been thinking about the content and I want to make videos that would be cool that follow the horror-esque theme I'm trying to go for with my channel. And there have been many ideas I've had. I just need to sit down and pick a video to create. But if you want to be here for when the next video drops, then subscribe and like and turn on that notification bell and, do all that fun stuff because it really helps out the channel. And honestly, all the support I've gained over the past couple days has been really nice. And I'm excited to keep making stuff. So thank you all for watching and everything. But I think the next video, I've been thinking about it since writing the script. It's gonna be a longer one, like actually longer this time, because it's a subject I'm really interested in. So if it takes a little longer to make the video, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be lazy or keep everyone waiting, but yeah, I just wanted to share that. And so I hope everyone has a good day. I'll see you all on the next video.